What is up, YouTube? Today I'm bringing you guys another money play that's just going to destroy every single zone coverage your opponent sends on the field. We're going to be in the West Coast offense. Doing a little different today. We're going out of team playbooks into the special playbooks, and we're going to be focusing on deep attack. This play is really easy to set up. We're going to start into cover 3, and it pretty much torches everything. The only thing I may struggle with is man coverage. So, right here, the setup is going to be... streak your slot receiver, your RB, and then you're going to go ahead and put B on a drag. Now, you can't leave him on this in route, so really either one works. If it's going to be man coverage, I like to have him on the in route. If it's zone coverage, I like to have him on a drag. Now, one thing I want to talk about a little bit is this curl route ran by your tight end. If this is a Tampa 2 and there's crop flats, you can fit it in there every single time, no problem. If it's hard flats, you can fit it in there every single time. Cover 3 kind of depends on where the user runs, but most times, again, you can still fit it with a low point pass. If you notice that B, and it's just kind of getting all jumbled up in that area, you can start motioning him out, but I've seen that it doesn't always occur. It's kind of random, but we'll go ahead and snap the ball right here. You can see that time we get a clean release, and we can fit a better pass ball to that post route, that deep attack, that little post route ran by the X receiver. So we do this again, streak RB, drag B, and if you need to motion them out, if you notice they're not getting caught up on each other, then you don't need to. Just go ahead and run it as is. Again, low point past that, dot. That post route, unless they guard it by the user or they crossband it, even crossband sometimes doesn't work for how broken it is this year, is going to get open every single time, even if they shade underneath for a cover 3. Always throw that low point pass. Now, this little curl route right by our tight end, you can fit that in as well. Let's go ahead and set it up again. Drag B, streak RB, and we'll look for a tight end again on a low point pass. So right here, dot. That time, because he's kind of a trash tight end, he drops it. That's just kind of unfortunate, but you can almost always safely throw that with a low point, which is left trigger, or L2 for you guys that play on PlayStation 4. So it is one more time, streak RB, drag B. It's really, really easy to do. If your drag's open, you're almost always going to take it. You can see right there, drag's open for a gain of 6 yards. We're going to take that every single time. Now, of course, if the user starts forgetting about that little post route, start taking the post route. Let's go ahead and switch over to a cover 2 now. Now, in a cover 2, it's going to be a little more tricky to fit that post route in, but you generally are still pretty safe to fit it in with a low point pass. Again, deep attack. Let's go into a Tampa 2 to start out in. Same exact setup, streak RB, drag your running back, and just make sure if they are bumping into each other, you might have to motion out the B receiver and just motion snap them just to help that mess get a little cleared up. Oftentimes you may not have to. We'll go ahead and stop this ball. You can see right there, we don't need to. The mid-read, the verticals play it pretty good, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our drags. If they shade underneath, the vertical hooks are going to play underneath really aggressively. The hard flat's not going to follow that post route. And in turn, you're going to be able to fit the post instead. You saw right there, as always, we're able to fit our tight end on that little curl route. Just the way that it is, it's not like a classic curl like on the outside of the field. You're still able to fit that in fairly easily. So again, streak RB, drag B. This time we'll look for Wilson. Low point pass. You can see right there, easy gain of 7 yards. Now, hash marks do change this a little bit. When I'm running this particular play, I like to have that post route on the wide side of the field versus the short side. It just, to me, I've just found it plays a little better, especially if you're going against the cover 3. As you saw against cover 3, the outside third would match it for a brief second. Still able to fit it in, but if you have on the short side, it tends to get bagged a little more easily. So same thing, streak RB, drag B, and just look for the open guy. Right here you can see we've got our drag underneath. Again, if they shade underneath, you're going to have the drag, or you're going to have the post route over the top. They play cover 2 stock, you're going to have the drag underneath every single time. Even if they put a middle third, that middle third won't guard that post route, and the deep half won't play underneath aggressive enough to play it. So that's going to how you're going to pretty much set this all up. We can even go into a cover 4 drop, which I think is going to be in a quarters defense, and still make the same reads as well. Let's go into bunch weak. We're actually going to a cover 2 hard flat. Instead, start out, we'll work our way into a cover 4. Going to cover 2 concepts. Should be a hard flat. There we go, hard flat. Same thing, streak RB, drag B, and we'll see if we can get the post route right here instead. We do. The mid-read plays it pretty good, but you guys can see that there is a very small window in which you can fit it over the top of the vertical hook and underneath the deep half. This play, it's really heavily relying upon how well you can time the throws. Again, we can see right here if we can fit our tight end on this little, what is it called, curl route. We can't. But again, if you get the timing down correctly, you can fit the post route fairly easily. So drag B, streak RB. Hopefully we can get a little more time. I'm going to double team Myles Garrett. See if we can fit this little post route in right there. Money. All day, every day. That's the timing you guys are going to be looking for every single time. And unless they guard that with a user or man it up and get lucky, you're generally going to get open pretty simply. So now let's go ahead and jump into cover 4 drop. Cover 4 quarters, it's going to be the same read as cover 4 drop or cover 4 quarters. It just kind of depends on who's going to get open. Again, deep attack, let's go into cover 4. I want to just start into a drop. There should be a drop. Show 2 is not drop. I learned that the hard way. Cover 4 drop, same thing. Streak RB, drag B, make the read. It's really, really not hard. Right there, you can see we got underneath. We probably could have fit that post route in still, but guess what? The drag's open. We're not going to hesitate on the drag, and we're going to throw it all day long. Again, this time, let's see if we can fit it in that post route. Hopefully, we can get some time. This post route does take a little bit of time to develop. Right there, it was smothered by that quarter flat. So, again, you're going to take the drag route every single time until they adjust to it. So, let's see if we can get the fit the tight end right here. Hopefully, the game allows us to do so. It's right there. We're going to go ahead and scramble. We had the post route open that time late. We had the drag route open early. And we had easy dots on the field. We just got to make the right read. Right at that point, I was just trying to force myself to throw it to the tight end in that little curl route. But unfortunately, the quarter flat played it pretty good. Again, if they have cloud flats or hard flats out there, or even curl flats, you can throw it to the tight end. Quarter flats seem to play it pretty good. Hard flats seem to play it decently, though you can generally still fit it underneath or even over the top of those, as they played to the sidelines a lot more aggressively in a cover 4 quarters with a hard flat on the field to play the sidelines. But again, really easy. We'll do this one more time. See if we can fit the post route in here. See how the quarter flat plays it. That time it doesn't, but you can still see right there. Dot to the post route underneath both inside quarters. So that's how you're going to take care of any kind of zone coverage. Man coverage is going to be a little more tricky to how you can fit this in. Though generally your tight end is going to be the read on any kind of man defense I may send out against you. So deep attack, let's go into formations. We'll go into dollar and a cover 2. There we go. Cover 2 man LB blitz. So this time I'm going to change it up just a little bit. Not by much. We're going to keep the streak on the field. But this time we're going to leave the in route on the field instead. That's ran by B. Generally, you can beat man coverage a little bit better with in routes. We'll see how well it works. Go ahead and snap this ball. You can see right there. We got the in route open. We got our tight end open on the low point pass, that curl route. The post route, I wasn't really looking too much, but it looked like it was pretty bad. We'll go and do this again. Streak RB, if it's just man coverage, we'll look for X, see if our guy beats his man coverage. He does not. And right there, you can see the in route was bagged that time. It's kind of annoying because it can get random as far as when it's going to work, when it's not going to work. But if you can throw that in route early enough, generally you're able to fit that in fairly easily. Again, the tight end's going to be absolute money against you. Kind of man coverage is out against you. You just got to make sure you low point pass that. A bullet pass is generally going to get knocked out fairly quickly by any kind of defender in that area. We'll do this one more time. Streak RB. This time we're going to leave the in route. See if we can put that in route in there. And we can't because they get ran into each other. And the guy plays man defense way better than they generally will against curl routes. So, with that being said, this play it's more so going to struggle against man defense. You see the post route isn't sharp enough for a cut to beat the man coverage. But if you're, I don't know, maybe route running is going to play a factor in this. But again, you can almost always fit that tight end on a curl. If you have a mobile quarterbacks are going to save you. They're still the meta. They're still better than pocket passers, in my opinion. But anyways, that's going to take care of this video with how you can go ahead and attack any kind of zones you're going to send on the field. Man coverage, blitzes, you name it. It's going to be able to dot it up fairly easily. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, get in the lab. This has been Meister. See ya.